Welcome back to the Camp Chaos Chronicles. On this episode of the Tuesday Extra, we're going to take a look at the installation of a pedal stop for the clutch pedal on the XJS track car. Dang it. Now the reason that we have to have a pedal stop is the fact that if you depress the clutch pedal too far, there's two things that can happen. First of all, the throwout bearing can move the clutch too far so that the diaphragm in the clutch can be damaged and you ruin the clutch, which I did. But it took me 9 years to do it. So the other thing that can happen is that the throwout bearing can be moved too far forward where it will go beyond its intended travel, and you can damage it that way as well. So what we need to do is come up with some means of limiting pedal travel so that we can avoid both of those really bad things. So how are we going to do this? Well, this is my plan as far as a clutch pedal stop is concerned. I got two options here that I'm considering. Haven't really made my mind up yet in terms of which one I'm going to do here. But in this one right here, I'm going to make a mounting plate, a couple of holes in it, and this plate would then be mounted to the footwell with a couple of bolts and a couple of riv nuts that are inserted into the footwell. And riv nuts are sort of like pop rivets with threaded holes in the middle of them. Really neat things. I'll show you what those look like sometime. You need to have those in your life, by the way. Welded to this plate is a union nut, or a coupling nut, as it's sometimes called. And what that does is enables us to have a place to thread a bolt in. And this bolt is what's actually going to be the stop bolt. We're going to be able to thread that into the coupler. And we can either cut the bolt shorter if we need to, or get a longer bolt, or thread it in and out as necessary to adjust the pedal to where it ought to be. And once we get that in position, then we can take this nut, which is the same thread as the bolt obviously, and tighten that down against the union or coupling nut. This one right here, exactly the same thing except turned around and welded. The coupling nut is welded to the front side of the pedal, and you do exactly the same thing. The stop bolt goes forward with the pedal and contacts the end of the footwell. And you do the same thing. You get the pedal adjusted properly, then you tighten this lock nut down to the coupler to ensure that that doesn't move. Looks relatively easy. Let's get started. So I've decided that I'm going to go along with option one. So you can see that white X up front there. I'm going to install a couple of 1/4 inch 20 thread riv nuts at that point, and that's where I'm going to bolt the plate with the coupling nut welded to it up there. The hardest part of this job, and it's not real hard, is that at this point I need to remove the pedal box to be able to get in there and work. But at this point I've got the brake lines and the clutch lines disconnected. It's just 4 bolts and the pedal box comes out. Pretty easy. Now the pedal stop installation project has taken kind of an interesting turn. And that is that as I was removing the pedal box to be able to work in the footwell a little more effectively, I rediscovered the fact that in order to remove the pedal box, you've got to remove the clutch pedal pad, which is held in place with a 3/8 16 bolt, which just happens to be the same thread as the coupler nut that I bought this morning to do the project with. So that will retain it on the pedal. The stop bolt will go in there, lock nut, yada yada. Project done. I've been thinking about this for 2 weeks. There we are. One installed pedal stop. And that's all the way in. I shortened the bolt 1 inch, and it's still, I think, might be a little bit long, but we'll see. Got plenty of adjustment there. Easy peasy. Clutch pedal stop installed. And it took less time than it's going to take to edit a 5-minute video. Well, now we got a pedal stop, but what we got to do is adjust it so it does its job. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to be on the left rear wheel of the car, attempting to rotate it. Bill is going to be in the driver's seat, and he's going to push down on the clutch pedal. And with the stop adjusted where it is right now, if it doesn't move, we know that we need to shorten it more so that the clutch pedal can be moved further. Okay, we just keep doing that until we can get that left rear wheel to rotate without any sort of interference from the clutch. Okay, now what I want you to do is to just push slowly on the pedal while I'm trying to twist the tire. Slowly keep pushing it down and tell me when it's all the way down. Oh, okay, it just started to move. We're close. Okay, so what we got to do is we've got to shorten it. Okay, we've shortened the pedal now. With the way it was set before, it was just barely beginning to move when Bill had the pedal all the way down to the floor. So what I've done is I've shortened the stop a little bit. At this point, we should get easy rotation when the pedal is at the bottom. Okay, go. Okay. Well, that was easy. Thanks for your help.
Absolutely. It's got a nice short throw.
Yeah. And this being the identical clutch to the one that I ruined, I can see where I damaged it because that pedal stop is about 3 inches long, which means that I was going about 2 to 3 inches further than I really should have on that clutch. So anyway, now if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more of them, like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, and leave us a few comments down below so we can know what we can do better. So we'll see you the next time on the Camp Chaos Chronicles.